So I found a recipe for pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Can I make it, or will this be a fail? Let's find out. This recipe uses puree pumpkin instead of butter, not pumpkin pie filling. Puree pumpkin. So I'm excited to try this. Let's see if I can do this. 1 cup pumpkin puree. Now the recipe is very specific about this. It's pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling. So be careful about that when you get your can. Also, we're using this instead of butter, so there is no butter in this recipe, believe it or not. So that's going to be an interesting treat. 1/2 cup of oil. 1 cup sugar. 1 egg. Yay, did it get any shells in? 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm using artificial. The instructions say to mix until well combined. So let's get beating. I think I over mixed it. Oh, well, pumpkin is pretty runny to begin with, so maybe I didn't. Well, let's see how the cookies turn out. 1 teaspoon baking soda. 1.5 teaspoons of pumpkin spice. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon salt. 2 cups all-purpose flour. Now, a baker friend told me to always scoop and level your flour, or you're going to end up with way too much flour. If you shake it into place, you're going to have way too much flour. Now it says stir until just combine. And I know pumpkin is really runny, so I don't need my gloves or anything. It should just turn into cookies. Oh no, did I overmeasure the flour? I think I might have. This is not turning out right. Maybe I needed my gloves after all. Or maybe this is how it's supposed to be. Well, let's find out after I'm measuring the chips. Let's mix everything. I saw a batch of spice. Okay. 1.5 cups of chips. Fold in. Cover and refrigerate for 1 to 8 hours. You may as well do some dishes. You did get them messy. Took my time and it took about 10 minutes. So I got about 50 minutes to kill. I'm gonna go watch some TV. Okay, so I fell asleep, and it's actually 12 hours later instead of 1 to 8. The dough looks actually a little raised, so hopefully I didn't wait too long and the cookies are going to be okay. Let's go on to the next step. Preheat oven to 350 degrees. Good time to get your parchment paper and some scissors and cut your parchment to fit your pan. It says to use 2 tablespoons of batter. I'm going to use my trusty medium-sized cookie scoop. Okay, the batter is really, really thick. It says to put them 2 inches apart on the sheet. So I'm probably going to fit 3 across on this sheet. I'll get back to you when I'm done. So there was enough batter for 1 dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen, and there's even some left over for tasting. Let's try some. Pumpkin-y, sweet. I really hope these turn into good cookies. Bake for 8 to 12 minutes. I'm going to put it in for 10. You have a couple of dishes to do. Why not do them? 3 minutes and I'm done. It pays to do your dishes. When the alarm goes off, take them out of the oven. Don't they look great? Now the instructions say to set a 5-minute timer. Take from tray and put on cookie rack when the 5-minute alarm has gone off. Repeat with as many trays as you have. Last batch. Remember that 5-minute timer. Now the reason you don't want to leave the cookies on for so long is because they actually continue to bake on the cookie sheet. So remember to take them off at the 5-minute mark. I want to try out the cookies that I took out at the beginning in just a minute. Okay, so my general rule of thumb is by the time the last batch of cookies is done, try the first batch. Oh my gosh. So soft, so fluffy. I would definitely give this recipe a go. Especially if you can't have butter. This is such a good substitute. The pumpkin is nice. It's like I would do this all year round, even if it's not seasonal. This is so good. This is really, really good. I recommend it.